What up, Instagram, Facebook? Welcome to the 4th edition of Bro Code. What's good?
Good afternoon, everybody.
So today is an exciting day. We're very excited. Before we get started, I want to bring to the set 3 beautiful women that I've known, that know personally, that I have had a lot of interaction with on the business side. You know, very phenomenal women, powerful. I love the way they speak, the things they got going for themselves. This first lady I want to introduce, she has her own podcast also on Facebook Live called Delithia Fox and Friends, where she's traveling the world, you know, doing things from a godly standpoint, talking to you about different things. So bring to the stage the actor, mother, one of my greatest friends, and pleasure to know her, Miss Delithia Fox. What's up? All right, this next young lady is also a comedian and an actress, and basically just being on a set with her with different movie projects and stuff like that, she is hilarious, she is funny. I give you the Miss Sharon Ford. And this lady here needs no introduction. I just did her show on Friday night. It was great. I love her energy. When I first met her, it's like we collided and we just like the power of God was in the room and like the energy is like no other. So I give to you with no further introduction, Miss Yana Lou. What up, ladies?
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Welcome to Bro Code.
Welcome.
What's up? Hey, you ladies want to speak about anything before we get started with this segment? Anything y'all got going on in the project you want to talk about?
I'm just doing a lot of international travel right now, helping people travel, and I'll probably take a group of people to either Ghana and or Dubai this year again.
Ghana, I'm in with Ghana.
Okay.
That's Africa, right? Yeah, I'm definitely. That's on my bucket list.
Right.
South Carolina.
No, you get one shot.
Oh, okay, I might be in for that one.
Yeah.
We all gonna slide on her DM too. Where we go.
Oh I'm definitely on that Ghana trip. You know, Africa is on my bucket list.
It's amazing. It'll blow your mind. It's not what we see here.
Right.
The United States has never shown you a commercial or an advertisement about vacationing in Ghana. They'll show you the Caribbean, they'll show you France, Paris, they'll show you everything else except Ghana, and it's actually a paradise. It's on the East Coast. I've seen so many different types of palm trees, so many different variations of palm trees in the motherland. When I got off the plane the first time, the old airport used to get off on a tarmac. You didn't go to like a gate, and as soon as I got off, it was like my body magnetically connected.
Wow.
So I encourage everybody to go.
That's crazy. I was in the military with a guy from Ghana, and a very smart, very intelligent. I think he had like 3 college degrees, and he was in the army. And he used to tell me about how amazing Ghana was and how beautiful it was. But of course, like you said, we don't know because they never show it to us. So I was like, what? It can't be. But
It's
it is. Yeah.
beautiful.
I heard a couple people say that.
Yeah, you think about how when we were growing up, the only images you saw on TV of Africa
Yeah.
Was it
was
Ghana?
Yeah. Fat belly.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an orphanage there yet.
Wow.
I have not seen an orphanage. Everybody, education is big. Everybody is big on education. Everybody is super smart. They're speaking 3 and 4 languages.
Yes.
The food is unique. It's cooked fresh every day. That's why their skin looks so good. That's why they have beautiful teeth. They don't eat a lot of sugar. They're out in this beautiful sun. When I come back, my skin is a little bit orange. So I just encourage everybody to go.
Yeah.
So make sure we get all of our names and all the rest of it.
No problem, no problem.
I'll be the one in the DM with my hand raised.
I got you. And the way Delta got that thing set up, it could be on a payment plan. We slide out.
That
All
part.
this.
Yeah, your taxes, everybody got their tax money back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a trip coming up. Sounds like a trip. Oh, you know, okay. Well, those are the ones who have filed. Put their money to the side.
Yeah.
So, Yana, Sharon, you guys got anything you want to talk about before we get started?
Yana Lou is doing some shining great things down in CLTV, guys, and that's where home is right now. And I have a couple of projects with Chew and Chat with Yana Lou, and that's basically to motivate, to inspire, to lift people up. That's that show, and put the new light on the who's who, because we have everybody already out here that's doing things. We have everybody out here that we see on it every day, but what about us? What about you guys in this living room putting this panel on? What about these young ladies that have these amazing things that they're, embarking upon? So that's what I do. Movie producer, comedian, actress, I mean, you name it, mother, grandmother, the whole nine. Just here to support anybody that's doing something great, and that's what I
It's awesome. Sarah?
Telephone.
That's
It's not mine.
Wait, it ain't time to call in yet, y'all.
No, it ain't time.
Phone's hot already.
Well, I'm a mother. My daughter will be 17 tomorrow. My son will be 32 in October.
Okay.
You look good.
Thank you, babe. I've been working on me and just taking a lot of time for myself. I got a third book coming out called 2 Feet and Barely Standing.
Okay.
And you're gonna hear from me, that will make the bestseller list. So Oprah, get ready, because 2 Feet Barely Standing is coming near you in a few months. I'm taping Unbreakable Marriage with my girl Tisha Griffin. That's in June. And other than that, I'm just getting ready for my store. And with my store, I will not only have my products, but I'm also bringing other vendors in. And these will be vendors nobody know of. I don't want to bring in anybody that no celebrity attached to my project. I want everybody have their own stuff that they sell and make themselves. So it will be all, because it's no fun if you're gonna open up something and you don't give somebody else a piece of the pie. So I'm glad God gave me my own table and my own seats till I can push them and spread them as I go.
Amen. That's good stuff.
So, like I said, first of all, I just want to thank you ladies for carving out your time to come on here for this show. Like I've been bragging on this show all for the last couple of weeks, telling everybody you don't want to miss this one, okay? Because I feel like the topic is something that should be shed a light on. And for those who are listening, the topic today is, as a woman or a man, knowing and recognizing the difference between your wants versus your needs. Because and I start out, like, one of the main things that I have done and I have a problem with is being able to, like, when you feel a certain way, being able to express that. Like I tell the guys all the time when we're discussing different topics, like, this is no judgment zone, there's no right or wrong answers. And I feel like that should be a relationship. It should be a no judgment zone. Like, if you come in and say, baby, my feet hurting, okay, and you want me to rub them, I should be like, your feet hurting, you ain't even no job, you ain't worked all week. I'm saying, you gotta know the why behind the why. I'm saying, your feet might not be hurting. You might just need some attention, and that's your way of asking for it. So, as a man, I think one of the biggest things that we need to do as men is be able to express ourselves, let women know what we truly feel. Because like I told Yana on her show Friday, there's no blueprint to being a man, especially a black man in today's society. You know what I'm saying? The weight get heavy on our shoulders. But what we know is to keep it moving. I'm saying, don't give up, keep it pushing, keep it moving. But you, as my woman, I'm gonna go biblical with you, like I said in the Bible, you're supposed to be my helpmate.
Exactly.
Okay? So what my thing is, if I come to you and say, baby, it's getting hard, it ain't for you to say, well, you need to go find another job, because these bills, no. It's for you to say, okay, baby, you know what? I see things getting hard. What can I do to help you lift that load?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that part.
So I think one of the biggest things that me personally, that I have encountered and had a problem with in dating is being able to express how I feel, at the same time having a woman not be the point where, you know what you want me to do about that? At the same time, like, if we're gonna be a power couple, if we're gonna do this thing together, like I told you Friday, my problem is your problem. Your problem is my problem. I want to go sit here, if you have an addiction, say, you know what, you need to go get some help. I'm gonna say, all right, baby, okay, when your next meeting, so we can go and make sure you get past this.
That's good.
Right. I agree with that, man. I think sometimes, it's tough because in the heat of the moment, sometimes you really don't know what to say. Sometimes you kind of revert back to, you go get another job. But that's part of the growth, right? When we grow, we learn, okay, my baby reaching out verbally because they're asking for help. So, okay, let me help them. All right, baby had too many drinks, and I see it as a pattern. Babe, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? How can I help you? Because I feel like you you're heading in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? You're about to implode. You know, when you go to the meeting, you want to talk about it. And just be supportive and be there to listen. When they decide to. It may not be that day, it may not be the next week, but when they decide to come back and say, babe, this was going on, XYZ. What you think? Right.
When you said this one point though, you were like, when I'm dating, I have this issue when I'm dating, that the person doesn't live up to your expectations when it comes to, I'm in a bind, I need help, blah, blah, blah. You really can't expect that from a dating relationship. If that don't take place until that marriage happens, and then you guys are together as one. When you're dating, both y'all still single. When you're dating, you're still single until you get married.
Yeah.
So you can't expect that from a dating relationship. That's like going to KFC expecting Burger King.
Yeah,
You are not going to get that in a dating scenario, period.
Right.
Get it off your mind. Don't move in, try to get the cow and the milk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get it until you get married, and you cannot go, you really have unrealistic expectations if you expect for a girlfriend to have your back like a wife.
Amen.
Cause I'm gonna have my husband back at the end of the day.
This go back to like last week we were talking about like when you go out for dinner, right? Even though she asks you to go out, right? But you go even though you don't have any money. And I said I would never go if I didn't have no money because she might just be asking you to go out, but me as a man, this is me personally. Most of the time, 100% of the time, I'm gonna have the money to pay for the entire thing, and I'm never, even though she asks me, I'm not even looking for her to pay. That's just my thing, right? You know what I'm saying? She would have to stop me from paying if I'm truly trying to be with her. Like if it's just some, I'm about to say random. Right?
You can say random.
Random, right? Yeah, that's maybe a little different. But
Yeah.
if this is somebody I'm dating her consistently and I want her to be my girl, then you know what I'm saying. If she asks, hey, let's go out, and I know I'm down to like $25, $50, I ain't going nowhere.
But hold on, listen.
We
Okay,
going
so
nowhere.
I understand that part, but at the same time, like, look, if you say you down to $25 and she asks you to go out, then that shouldn't still stop you from going out. Because at what point should she come in and say, baby, you know what? Understand you only have $25, so let me do it this time.
Yeah. Well, then, I'll put it out there, right?
I'm on your
Right, I was about to say, or if he
I'm
says,
different than what you stated. So as a woman, I think as I begin to grow, not that you haven't grown, just as me as a personal, as I began to grow and I got closer with Christ, I started seeing relationship as a responsibility, that my focus, if I am desiring to be with this man and this man is desiring to be with me, my focus is to be catering to him. And I think as a cultural difference, when we look outside of just being an American, because in other cultures, it's a woman need to show what she has to offer. For a Jamaican man, you're gonna need to show the Jamaican man what you got going, because he don't have time, because he's over here doing this, doing that, doing that, doing that, doing that. So if you over here slow motion talking about with an American mindset, no disrespect to neither culture, talking about, well, I gotta wait and you gotta show me this and that, but why he gotta show you first though? So why are we as women, well, I know, so why as women, because I'm a mother of sons and daughters, so I see both sides of the spectrum, because I want my sons to know that it's okay for you to cry, it's okay, you have feelings, okay? Stop letting these little girls put these guilt trip tears, these guilt trip, once, you start being intimate with them, and then 6 months or a year or two down the line, oh, I've been raped stuff. Like, all these excuses, all this stuff is not right, because these men have feelings, and we're so bratty as women to where we're focused on, well, you didn't pay attention to me and you made me feel like this, and you did, but what about them though? Because we always say, well, you didn't make me feel good and you should have said this when your friend did, so when my friend did this, you should have, but wait a minute, where's your responsibility as a woman though? Because you want to be with a king, I don't want no henpecked dude. I don't. I need your strength. I love a man. I love being a woman. I love smelling good. I love being dainty. I love focusing on keeping the house clean, keeping the trips planned, make sure the kids' schoolwork. All I need him to do is come in the house and look at the kids and come take care of me. Yeah, man. Period.
look, I ain't even been married, but that's what I'm looking for. Look with the dog instead of the kids.
Stop putting so much responsibility on these kings. How can these men be kings and go out the door when, first of all, he got the responsibility that he chose you as a helpmate?
Yeah.
We be part of their reel, they ain't part of ours, cause can you imagine if there was a part of ours, look how we treating them already.
But let's stay focused though. Are we
Let me
talking
know.
about being a wife
Yeah,
or a
'cause I-
girlfriend?
A girlfriend, you're a girlfriend, I'm talking about being a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, well,
Oh,
I
you
mean,
didn't get all that.
Girlfriend, but you said dating, you
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
that in
It
dating.
has to start,
But then
it has to start.
Right, it has to start right
Okay,
there. It has to start.
wait.
Right, right,
You're
right.
That's what I'm talking
You're
about.
absolutely right, but the Bible says when a man finds a wife.
Find a wife.
So when you find me, I'm what you've prayed for. God has created me to be your helpmate, and I already know that. The issue lies is if you don't know what you was created for. Some of these girls haven't fully understood their responsibility,
Women?
their role.
Oh, this-
Girls,
I don't
women,
know.
Women.
some, not all.
Okay.
But
Grown women and little
when
girls.
my
Right.
you still can't date somebody for 4 years and then complain, oh,
That's
they
a
ain't
childish-
doing
that's a-
what
that's
they're
a-
supposed
that's
to
a
do. Because my husband knew within the first 5 minutes, and I was looking at him like, "Wait, you didn't
No,
agree?"
he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He couldn't have.
Well, that's what he said. I wish he was here.
That's right,
Oh,
you're right,
man.
you
You
can't
know what I'm saying?
Some people do, some people don't.
No.
But that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody
no.
doesn't know within the
Everybody in
first
TV
5
shows
minutes.
now, like what Love at First Sight.
Well, you
stuff.
wouldn't even
right.
believe my story then if you heard it.
But love at first sight is real, I'm in
You
agreement
wouldn't
with
even
you.
leave. Yeah.
Love at first sight is
Yeah,
real.
he wouldn't even believe.
You can't tell me that you can just look at this man and be like, oh, I love him.
Try the spirit by the spirit.
Man, you don't know nothing about him.
Trust
He
me,
might
that's
be some kind of.
equally
You
My
just look
story
at him, he might be
will
some
blow
kind
your
of child molester. I'm not, child molester, but I'm just saying, you could be some kind of child molester or something like that, and as soon as you find this one little thing about him, you like, oh my God.
And also,
You see
the
what I'm
But
saying?
when you see each other from okay, it's like this. Try the spirit by the spirit. I'm gonna keep yelling that out. Equally yoked. You have to be a whole person, 2 holes, in order to make this egg whole. I can't come with a whole of a man. God ain't gonna
Yeah.
bless no mess. You can't be a whole of a man and a half-minded woman come over here trying to get with this whole man, thinking that he supposed to create her happiness when you should have already
But-
been happy.
Yeah, but-
Now, if you
but-
meet each other,
but-
that's been equally yoked. Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about of the awareness.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
if you are aware to that, then when these 2 people meet, you can do that at
Yeah.
first sight because you are at that
Because
point
you already
together.
together.
That means
You
y'all
already
already together.
Yeah, but
But
it-
you
that's
didn't
the
say
key.
that.
And there goes
That's
what you
the
say.
key. Yeah.
When a man findeth a wife, when a man findeth a wife, the
Finds
children
a
will
good
call him
thing.
blessed, and all those things according to his righteousness
Yeah.
shall be bestowed upon
Yeah.
them.
For,
So
okay,
that's
I'm gonna say
that.
for the most part, like men, like we're visual, right? So
Yeah,
first thing
yes,
I see, I'm
yes.
like, looking at God, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see it, right?
Right.
But I don't know if I love. It's no way I can know I love you, right?
Right,
Because
right.
I haven't gotten into here.
Right,
This is the most important thing, right?
Right.
Because all of a sudden, if after a while, I can't talk to you, right? Our communication is
But do
way,
you-
way off, like.
Right. And that attraction you got is out the window.
Yeah. Me and you, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm highly intellectual, and you're simple, maybe.
Right.
Because you're not
But
ready
then you go to
yet.
God,
You're not ready yet.
right,
that's the
Equally
question.
yoked.
So that's what I'm saying. It takes some time to know that I just feel it takes some time to know that you're the one, right? I can't just look at you or be 5 minutes or even on the first date, right?
Right.
On the first date, you're really attractive, right? You know what I'm saying? We do have some good conversation during this one encounter, right? But it's
But
gonna
you can say
take
the wrong thing.
yeah, it's
and
gonna
it
take
can go
it's gonna
well.
take
Right.
multiple to figure out, right?
Yeah.
You know, if we're truly compatible, but all that instant stuff, they don't.
But that's why
But
I
that's
tell
for
people
you
to
as
pray
an
about it
individual.
and
And
don't
you
try
have
to
that
be
right,
saying
and
And I
nothing's
was
wrong
ready,
with that.
and my husband was
Nothing's
ready.
wrong with
Yeah.
that.
So he had been praying, fasting, seeking God and all that, and I was already ready too. So when we came together, we were 2 ready people. Now was
Right.
I in love in the first
How
5
long
minutes?
before y'all got engaged?
You wouldn't believe my story if I told you.
But yeah.
Sure.
Well, I
Let's get the
Keep
short
in mind,
version.
gotta pay attention.
Short version.
I travel every year internationally. This one year, I traveled with a team, and they didn't want to go, so I went to Ghana on vacation by myself. I go to Ghana, and I'm in the market. I'm like, yo, the men out here, it's a variety pack. They're tall, they're dark, they're short, they're wide. I'm gonna get me a husband in Ghana. Yeah,
Okay.
Starbucks.
Benefits
Yeah. So I told the lady that was hosting me that I'm gonna get me a husband, and she ignored me the first day. The second day, she ignored me. The third day, she was like, Delethea, I have somebody for you. So she calls my husband. We chit chat on the phone. We get off the phone. We're laughing. We're talking. We get off the phone. 2-3 days later, we go to a monkey sanctuary in a waterfall, 2.5 hours away from the city center. The car breaks down on the way back. I don't have a change of clothes or nothing. We got to spend the night. So I go, I shower, I lay down. The lady was like, Delethea, pizza is on the way. I'm like, what? What you mean? I ain't even got no shoes. I left my shoes in the car. Like, we pulled up at a bungalow, and I just got out barefoot. So he comes. We hang out for like hours. I left him. I left that next day, went back to the city center. He came the next day to maybe 2 days later to the city. We hung out. I leave. I went back and married him in June. This was March 2015. I married him in June.
I love your story. I just hate to say this. That's like a 1 or 2 in one.
Okay.
No, it's happened. Because I know somebody that just happened to.
Yeah, but for the norm,
Same situation.
you know what I'm saying?
That ain't
normal.
I'm with you on that.
So let me say this. Like I understand what you said, Delitia, when you said like you have an expectation for a girlfriend versus a wife.
Yep.
But my thing is, how do you, like, how would you know that she's gonna be wife material without going through all those steps? Like I can look at a woman and say, you know what, you're gonna be my wife. Okay, but then after spending a couple of hours with you or a little time with you, I'm like, man, you don't even know how to run us a checkbook. Like every time we go out, like I gotta pay for everything, or man, you know what I'm saying, like I went to your house and it was nasty.
Well, you
Like
got the right
now
to be
I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like okay, but then
So that's the benefit of him saying you gotta do those certain
Right.
things, so the good, thank you girl, don't even worry about it.
Oh, what you
Cause it was too tight and I had to twist it down. That way, but you know, sidebar back to it, but the good thing about it is, it goes to about when we were talking about, so this is the good marriage and this the other good marriage and we come. So the thing to it is we do have to do certain things as a wife. If you desire to be a wife, there are certain things that we're going to receive because everybody don't want to be
And I
married.
absolutely do agree.
Everybody
Because
doesn't
you
want
even said that too. Like a woman has to show some type of signs or threat that you want
That's
to
what
be a
makes you
wife.
stand out.
Yeah, and if you don't, then clearly you're okay.
Because if
being
we all doing the
a
same
random.
thing, then.
Right,
What
and,
is it?
and I'll be honest with you, I love your story. I love the story, and I'm not a believer of love at first sight. You know, I see these shows and everything like that. But as I've gotten older, and things that we've talked about, things that you guys brought up, when you know yourself,
Yeah.
two people know themselves,
Yeah.
it can happen.
That's the key.
It can happen. So
There you
when
go.
I hear your story, and we talk about dating, and there's things that you're not gonna do when you're dating, that you're gonna do when you're married. So hearing your story, love at first sight, sounds like, right? Beautiful marriage, found your husband, found your mate, you found his wife. I still feel there's a period of getting to know someone.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
you know,
Absolutely.
you know.
But we flip it.
Yeah.
We flip it.
Okay.
And we flip it by being booed up for 6 to 8 months, a year,
Gotcha.
and you spend that time getting to know.
Yeah.
But you should flip it
Right.
because this is what we do. We get to know you, and then be like, you know what?
I shouldn't
that's
even
a
gave
wrap.
him that.
Yeah. I
So
but marriage makes you stay
So
the course.
let's do this. Let's do this right here. And if you guys have followed our podcast for the length of time that we've been on, I'm the guy that likes to peel back a layer.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So
what
I
I
think this is the time to peel back a
This
layer.
is the
right?
fifth episode. I
Right,
like it.
let's peel back a layer, right? You
Come
know,
on,
so
Shrek.
okay, so check this out. So you love at first sight, boom, you found your mate, you found your husband, good. All right, now you're in this period of getting to know each other. All right, and like we talked about, your wife may say, or your girlfriend may say, my feet hurt, but your feet may really not hurt, right? She may just need attention, right? That's getting to know somebody. That's knowing your mate. So when I say peel back a layer, when you're in that space, you may be like, oh, hold up, this ain't what I signed up for. So then what do? Because you have people that will run. Like, oh, this ain't what I signed up for, not. Or you stick it through. And then there's terms like 80-20 and this and that, and so maybe you can allude to, like, what do you do when you get to a point or a situation or awareness that you're like, oh, dude.
Cause let's be honest, everybody not rubbing everybody's feet. Some people not feet people. So it's like, hey, I love you, but I'm not playing with your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what do you marry?
But the marriage thing is supposed to be, it's supposed to be permanent, right?
Right.
So supposed to be, right? But you telling me that you can't do all this investigation type stuff in a dating scenario, whether it's 6 months, 8 months, a year, and then you sign the paperwork, right? Because technically you sign the paperwork, that's forever, right? And you supposed to, right? And you didn't do no research.
No investigation.
Because you couldn't. Because you just saw him, I'm in love with you, so let's marry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then now you start bringing stuff out of the closet that I didn't know about because I don't know you.
So
You're absolutely right.
before you come in, because you finna get deep. But I want to listen. I want to add something to you because see, like I know your story, and half the time I thought she was crazy. You know, I'm like, how you gonna have a husband way across the waters? Like you got all these needs and all this stuff. Like how he? And then at one point I said, you know, she ain't got no husband crawling in the water. But then when he came, I was like, okay, well, but hey, I'm just being real with you. No. Okay, so here's my thing. Knowing you the way I do, okay? And like this, I want all the women to answer this. So when you have a man, basically, because evidently you marry him, not only because of the physical, not only because of spiritual, but he has to be able to feed you some kind of energy. Okay, so as a woman, okay, if you were a man, and it's for other women, if you were a man and you feel like that he does not feed you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually,
I won't be
before you answer, you jump too quick. So cause you never finished. Listen. So now listen. Maybe it's not the fact that he don't want to. Maybe it's the fact he don't know how to. Okay. So my question is, if you see a man that you feel like, well, baby, you know what, you fine and all this, and you know, you buy me the world, but mentally we just not there. Emotionally we just not there, and like you just don't feed me. Well, okay, how do you help that man with that?
Okay, so I want to piggyback.
No, let her go first.
Yeah, okay.
Let me go first. Because like, you married your husband, so I'm wondering, I'm sorry, girl. I'm wondering, I'm too texting. I'm wondering, like, did all that cross your mind?
So let me give you the backstory too, though. So to your point, it wasn't easy. Like, cause we were married. I've been married to be 7 years in June. For the first 5, he was in Ghana, and I was going back and forth to Ghana 2 or 3 times a year, spending dough to get there and do what I need to do. Right now,
But you had the dough to do it.
and you know what? He didn't. He did not.
But did you leave?
No,
So
I did
that's
not.
another layer.
That's what I'm saying. Right, another layer.
Keep going. Another layer.
But that all goes into why.
Right.
So
You didn't leave.
But and then he comes here. Now we've been together, living in the same house for 2 years. And I'm like, yo, dude, is this really what you finna do?
Gotcha.
Like, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Wow.
And you know what I have to do as a wife? Shut up, be
Yes.
quiet. And
So you said the first thing. What's the first one? What's the first one?
And you know
Do
what?
what?
Somebody in the church.
So you said so you saw something and you said I just gotta shut up.
A lot of times I didn't shut up. And then I saw what it did within our relationship. It caused
Bottling it up.
it messed our relationship up. Me complaining and whining about one simple thing and running my mouth about it literally did us like this.
Pick your battle.
Yeah.
Pick your battle.
So in order to keep the peace, you know what? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna go on and get that and mind my business.
So is that good for you?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Yeah, it is.
It
I'm gonna tell you why.
Because
I'm gonna tell you why.
I know it's
Because she knows how to pray silently.
Yeah,
No, I
but
pray
it's two parts.
verbally and out loud.
It's like, okay, you see something and you just go ahead and say, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm gonna accept it, right? But then after a while, does that
It results.
keep-
No, it's like this.
No, it
If
doesn't.
you love
Because
somebody,
he
let me
sees it.
say this. If you love somebody, I'm gonna tell you how. If you love somebody and you really love that person, I'm not talking about you just with somebody. Some people tolerate. Some people be in a relationship for sex. Some people be in a relationship for money. Some people live for various things because they don't know their love language, and you don't know how to express your love language to the second person.
Right.
Even you can be whole, but if you don't know how you're loved and express it to another person how you love, then you're not going to go out there and save that person on this ship. But if you're corresponding to one another, communication is the key, and acceptance and understanding to what you're going through, and put it on the table. Like, look, first and foremost, this the last time I'm doing this right here, sugar. Ain't no divorce. And then we as women, because you guys are hunters, we as women have to come like, baby.
That's the first time I heard
Let me tell you, baby, let me tell you something. That very thing that you did, that lady, this after the man's friends are gone. We don't embarrass in front of nobody. I don't care how much we
Thank
respect
Respect
us.
is key.
Right,
Right.
right.
Men
So,
thrive on
after they're gone,
respect.
and then the second thing is, we do not just jump him right about it. As soon as we give him a moment, because at the end of the day, he's the king, because God governs man, man governs woman, woman governs children. So then at that point, when he gives us the opportunity to say something, because we gotta give him this time. We gotta give him this time, you know what I'm saying? And not with the football game going, and not with that crazy stuff. So here's the thing, this how you do it, say, baby, you're so cute and everything, you know, but if you ever talk to me the way you do today,
Well, that's probably
don't lose me.
That's
How
respect.
you said,
Exactly.
because
Yep.
they are actually looking for us to hold them accountable as men, because they don't want no weak back woman. That's what that means. But do it out of love, because we're born to be the nurturers, and they're born to be the providers. They're gonna go hunt.
Right.
Just like a man don't want no deadbeat woman laying around here looking like a scallywag. Girl, excuse me. This sexy fine thing over here with all this and this pretty girl right here. I want that because y'all stand out.
Yep.
You're doing something different. You know, that's how when people say, and I'm gonna be quiet, how do you see this fine man with this ugly girl like Yana Lou? Well, you know how? Because she's doing what you're not doing. She's wanting to know what his needs are, and she's catering to that. She's splitting the legs of that Bible called Pages, and she's thirsting after that water so she don't have to be dehydrated no more. And she's allowing God to lead, because if God can lead, love the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, 52 times, it will happen because it's his season, his time.
And that goes back to exactly what
So
I was
you
gonna
do those
answer
things.
to you.
Because I'm not cheating on my husband right now. I don't know who he's gonna be. But I get up every morning, I thank God for him, I cover him in prayer, I ask God to bless his friends, his finances, his health, his family, so that when we get together, that we all get along. I cover him now, because if I'm saying I wanna be married, then I gotta be in that single state, the mindset. So if I'm out here messing with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, you know what I'm saying? Because I fell in love at first sight. I can tell you that right now, I'm in love, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to be in love, so nobody come for me, because I'm good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Don't even make me tell you hell no, you know?
Right. And you know what? And that's a good point that you just brought up.
Right.
You know how to go to your higher power
Right.
for your marriage or for your relationship or for your future husband. You go to your higher power. A lot of women, from what I've seen, and I'm divorced, right? I've been married 12 years and divorced now. But one of the things that I realize is women have the capability of making their husband their idol. And they put too much pressure on that husband.
That's
Where-
very true.
Where a man has vulnerabilities and has weaknesses and has all this, and that woman can't do anything about it. She can probably undergird, but if she can't, then that man's still out there, right? He's lost, right? So now you got a woman that has made that man the idol. So guess what? Now he has weight on his shoulders, weight that he can't bear. Where a good wife, a good fiance will say, you know what?
You can call me, it's okay.
I'm going to my higher power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to my higher power, and I'm praying for this man
Yes.
and help him to go through everything that he's going
Yes.
through, the way he carries, and there you have peace in your relationships. And a lot of women don't understand that.
So
And a lot of men don't even know they need that. You know, until you go through something, until you go through a divorce. or
And we're
something
to cover
traumatic.
you guys. At the end of the day, we're your helpmate, and we're here to cover you and pick up the slack in every single area. And if I look to you and put all my focus and idolize you, then I miss the mark. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to mimic Jesus, and the love that he has for the church is the way I'm supposed to love my husband, and the way my husband's supposed to love me.
Right.
And your question was, what sustained you? What made this marriage or this person stand out to you? And how I was apart from him for 5 years, and what sustained me? I connected with him spiritually. If you don't have that first, and you putting sex and whatever else first, you already put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
So I connected with him spiritually, and we didn't even know it at the time. I'm gonna be very frank. Like, we were chilling. I went to God with the mindset that what happens in God stays in God. Like, that's just what I went with.
Right.
I mean, but if I'm gonna tell the story, I'm gonna tell the story.
We keep it real on this
So
show.
that's what I did.
Right.
And then when I got back, he was like, I'm at church, and then I was like, well, I'm at church. We didn't even know that we went to church as much as we both do, and that was the only thing that kept us together for 5 years was that common core thread, and that was going to church. So I truly believe that if you have that, you're a woman, you know God, you know what you want. God has also created everything before you were even born, has everything aligned and predestined. He'll line you up with what you want. What happens is, and you had mentioned it, we get hooked up, we want a Boaz, and some white pastor preached it a long time ago. He said, you want a Boaz, but while you're waiting on Boaz, you're with broke ass, black ass,
It's that hard.
dumb ass, jackass. I'm gonna beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? So we be in our own way.
Right.
So, but I do truly believe that I'm not gonna put, and you know what else is important too? My husband's home environment. When he come home, I understand my assignment. My house it needs to be clean. It needs to be peaceful. That's his retreat. When you get home, the world has already done so much all day long.
Preach.
That's right.
Preach.
And it's so funny, the other day I go in my room and I took a picture. My room is very minimal. It's whites and light colors because it's relaxing. Dude sleep like he in heaven. And I took a picture of it. I showed. I was like, yo, you were sleeping in the bosom of Jesus. You were so sleep. I mean,
That's something about that because I've had, even when I used to date, not to cut you off, I used to have dudes say, your house is very homey. And I go, what do you mean by that? He said, I can easily fall asleep. Then I had to do something about that. But you know, where I am, I've never been married. Both of my sisters are married. But I'm at the place in my life, I'll be 51 in June. You gotta really know yourself and get into God, because where I am in my life, if God tells me today it is not his intention for me to get married on earth, I'm okay with that. You gotta really get to know yourself and free yourself, because it's so many people, and I'm so glad that I'm raising a daughter that she has a father and a brother and a mother that tells her she's beautiful, she loves her. She don't have to get out there. Even though she has a little friend that they haven't met in person, but because he lived out of town. But I asked him, because I wanted to see what his head was at that age, because he grew up with a lot of women. What is it about my daughter that keeps your attention? Because y'all be on the phone on the way to school, after school, at night. All that. He said, first of all, she's real and she's honest. And I love the fact that he said he grew up in a household with all women. So that means you know it, you understand. But to feed their attention, like he pays attention to what she says. He was like, she prays with me. And I was like, now these are 17-year-olds. And they get it better than us. Something wrong with that bitch.
A lot of times they do though.
So let me say this. Let me say this. So one of the things that I heard you say this. So the fact of they do all this stuff together. So communication is important.
Yes, it is very important.
That's very important. But one of the things that I need to express to you guys, I want you guys to piggyback off this, ladies. Like, one of the biggest things as far as being a man, like as we just said, so much weight is on our shoulder till we have so much going on. It's not the fact that we ignoring you. It's the fact that sometimes we just don't hear some of the stuff that you're saying. But don't think that we don't want to listen to you or want to back you up or want to be interested in what you got going on. It's at the same time, like sometimes you got to come to me and say, baby, listen. Okay, I know you've been working. Listen, I know you've been listening. I know you've been working on two. I know you've been working 2 or 3 jobs, but right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to talk to you. I need your attention. Okay, can you sit down and let's talk? Or me personally, I feel like when you date somebody or you married or whatever the case may be, it's supposed to be some time where you need to set aside just for me to just listen to you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, but here's my thing, this is the thing that I need women to understand. Okay, if I come to you and say, baby, how was your day? Okay, and you said, oh, my day was good. It's silence. So then I'm going to that, how was your day? My day might be full of a bunch of events. So I'm telling you about everything that's going on in my day. Now you mad because you're like, you know what? It's always about you. Because every time you turn around, every time we talking on the phone, but every time we talking, it's always about you. You so selfish. The world is not revolving around you. But here's my thing. I asked you first, baby, how was your day? So that's your time. I'm listening to you with that dead silence that was there. I'm listening to you for you to tell me everything that's going on in your world was bothering you.
But then you
Because
express that.
I can't read your mind to know, baby, you had a bad day at work. I need to rub your feet. Or I need to cook dinner when you get home. I can't even say you guys married, so you guys can contest this. I'm saying, like, I'm sure, like I said, that your husband, when he come through the door, he may have this look on his face. This is what I'm saying. Women, all y'all women looking, pay attention to your man, the body language.
Yes.
Okay,
Body language
is important. He may have this look on his face that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he came in like, whatever, but he came in there, you like, hey, baby, like that. Okay, already you know, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he didn't do that. So now I'm so in tune with you, okay, like you just said, I'm gonna give you that peace, I'm gonna give you the few minutes, I'm gonna shut up, okay, give you that time alone, but at a certain time I'm coming to you, baby, listen, you came in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you had a certain persona, you know, body language. Today, I kind of feel like something about him. Is it something you want to talk about? Don't say, you know what, don't come here with that attitude. He had like that last week, so we ain't having that here, this negativity, no. Because like you said, it's the presentation.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the
with a man, at least with this man, okay, I feed off your energy. Okay, so if you come to me and open up the door and say, baby, you know what, it looks like you're going through something. I'm here for you. You don't have to talk to me today, but let me know when you're ready and I'll sit here and listen to you. Okay, no matter what I'm going through, you already set the tone and let me know, baby, you know what? It's a no judgment zone. Okay? When you ready, come to me and we can talk about it.
And that's what makes us feel like if you listen to us, y'all don't have to keep hearing that same nagging stuff over and over and over again. You know, that nagging stuff comes from when we tell y'all passively listen, you don't actively listen.
Yeah.
You sometimes passively
We do.
listen is so you can hurry up. Baby, God dog, you just said that goddamn man, But if you actively listen to where, wait a minute, this hurt my baby. Wait a minute, baby, hold on, let me put the phone down, let me turn the TV off. Clean up my mind, then I'm finna go to I'm finna tell you in a minute to get your mind right, baby, for real. Finna go play ball with the boys, get your mind right. I'm finna tell you that in a minute. I got to hear your mouth about that. You know what I'm talking about? Let me listen to you.
Yeah.
And then you listen to when you listen to the person you love, you reminisce about them. And if you don't know how to listen, you just reminisce about that time when you first seen them. And they really made you feel like, ooh, the feeling. You know what I'm saying? You listen to where you walked in that room and you was waiting, you was on the phone for 24 hours and couldn't go to sleep at night, and you
Fell
could wake
asleep on
up.
the phone.
You listen from that heart to where you was at work and you was trying to sneak and going in the bathroom and texting her like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Or your homeboy, you finna say, man, I'm finna get married, and they tell me, man, don't do that, man. You like,
Right, don't do it.
yeah, boy. You listen from when that
I hear that
person
one.
you seen them, and you like, you know, people like, are you crazy? You're gonna marry right away? Yes. And y'all still good. So from that point, that's when you know that it's okay in order to, because you gotta love them. You gotta be whole. It comes back to being whole, and you gotta know who your creator is.
And to your point, you were like, when my husband comes home or when whoever comes home and their demeanor is different, I'm an atmosphere changer in everything I do and everywhere I go. I don't care where I am, God has given me a light that shines so bright that it blocks out any darkness. So as soon as my husband cracks that door, and it sounds crazy, but it works. I have 2 points and I'll be quiet. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I literally stop and jump up and I make a big thing about him being, wow, honey, what? Like, I really do that.
Yes.
If y'all called him right now, he would be like, oh man, she do that every day.
And that's funny,
Yeah.
because if I were to do that, they'd be like, girl, you fake, who the hell is that?
No.
So let me ask you this.
But I've never been married.
You all ever hear anybody say anything that, like, so there's a dating period and then of course engagement and marriage, right?
Yes.
Do you find it where people, I'm gonna say men and women, they do a little bit extra maybe in the dating phase, and then when you get to the marriage
Definitely,
phase,
you gotta lock them in.
Too much.
and then in the marriage phase,
It's trickle.
it changes.
Yeah,
And it's just gone.
But it shouldn't.
You gotta understand the
But I'm asking,
expectations
so
though.
y'all-
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
What's the
happens.
person's expectation of the relationship? And so
Yeah.
that comes the crust of it. What is your expectation going to this relationship? You might meet a girl and she beautiful, she the one, right? But what if she What if she not mentally ready yet, but then it appears to be because she can hold herself together, so the expectation of, your expectation when going in was her expectation going in, make sure it meet, and then you cancel it out and y'all can make a good
A
relationship.
lot of times there's no expectation, like people just get
And
in
if- yeah,
relationships
they have one.
and they just like wing it from day to day. So
Yeah.
it's not an expectation. It's like, oh, I like you, you like me, we have a good time. Let's go with it.
So
Okay,
when
so
storm
what we
come,
do?
so when storm come, the relationship can't make,
Right.
So,
period.
okay, so I'm gonna go there a little bit, right? So how about this? So I had a lot of my friends are married. Majority was married, right? So it's like during the dating phase, our wives now, right? Girlfriends here, from a sex standpoint, completely different. You know what I'm saying? Night and day. You know, it's like bam, 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 bam,
Right.
bam. In the car. How you
Right.
do it? You
On
know,
the way.
special stuff in the car, all that kind of stuff, whatever, right?
Special activities.
in the car, right? Then you get married, then it's like, is my birthday? Birthday.
A lot of that
You already, baby?
Christmas, you know what I'm saying, for the special activity, right?
Right,
So
right.
I'm down with special activity. But it's like, and this is coming from not just me, but I'm saying, I got a lot of friends,
Right.
and guys, we get around, we talk just like y'all do.
Yeah.
Right,
We
right.
get around,
You
and we be suddenly like, hey man, she ain't did that in about, man, you know.
Hey, man, I got 30 days.
Whatever, whatever, you know
But
what I'm saying?
is
You
it
know
an
what I'm saying?
excuse? Was she tired?
No, that's the typical.
Right, that's an excuse. Cause when we tired, listen, when we tired,
But-
oh, we been with,
But look-
we been with.
But look, those dudes, you don't.
Yeah. No, we ain't gonna say it. We all got that.
You can't just be tired.
Right, exactly.
No.
What I'm saying.
We got to wait in the earth.
I don't care what
Wait in the
y'all
word.
Y'all never said y'all was too tired.
Right.
When was that time you said
No,
you
I'm
was
not
too
gonna
tired?
say that.
No, I'm not gonna say
No,
that.
I'm talking to them dudes.
Oh.
You ain't never said that ever in your life.
No, but you can't say it.
You don't say
You
it.
can't.
You
No,
tired.
That's a-
no,
that's a key
I'd
word.
rather you
No,
don't
no,
tired.
Look, we
You
go.
can't say it.
Look, we go to work. We can do one of our crazy workout sessions. We can
Right.
do all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I can doze off, and she wake me up. I'm ready.
Right.
Ain't no. I'm tired.
Right.
I'm
I'm gonna disagree with
Hey,
you.
hey, you know, hey, guess what? Hey, Griffin, come on now. We know.
No, I'm just telling you. You can wake me up. Please wake me
Come on,
up.
Mr. Onion.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that.
This a layup? Here, baby.
We ain't about to feel like a lady. I'm just gonna tell you, if you're not emotionally
Emotional
connected
connected.
Right,
with a woman,
right,
you just don't just hop in the bed and
Right.
have sex.
Period.
No,
Right.
but you feel like
I gotta figure out your
But you're
energy.
talking about from wife.
I'm talking from a wife perspective. I'm already.
I'm talking
As
about feelings.
a man, as a man,
It's the same thing, though.
Right,
It's the same
right,
thing.
right.
As a man, yeah, that's fine.
Now let us
As a man, if you're not connected with somebody, you're not just gonna hop in the bed and have sex.
Okay.
That connect, like,
Because a husband
whether
and wife
it's
is not always
physical,
connected
mental,
mentally.
Right.
like,
It's everything.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I used to hear people say "sapio" all the time. Like, sapio. Like, I was like, man, that's
Man.
garbage. Like,
Man, hold on.
but in an older age, having
Thank you.
conversation, boy.
Yeah.
Stroke my intellect.
Sex is the bonus.
That's making
Start
love
in the
first.
morning. Sex.
What?
It's
No,
In the morning.
Well,
Yeah.
the mental connection.
You're absolutely right.
But
You
when
gotta
we wake
start.
up,
You gotta start
Yes.
crying in that
Yeah.
bed all day long.
You
You want some good action
You
later.
get it wet in the morning. You get it wet in the
Basically,
morning.
and
Right.
by night,
By
you
the
ready
time
to
you
go.
marinated all day, it's
It's
ready.
ready.
You're making
You
love
waking up,
all
you
day.
wake up in the morning
With
like,
the love,
damn, I'm
with
gonna
the
tear
love
that,
is
I'm gonna tear that up when I get home.
But I'm gonna say most guys.
that's a great mix.
Not like,
Hey, what you
married
doing,
to a
man?
girl,
Yeah, I'm about to call out.
you can work a 16-hour shift,
Right.
and you lay down, and your wife hits you in 2 hours later. Hey, you know, Orlando, you gonna pop up. It's not gonna be I'm too
It ain't gonna be the
tired.
same performance though.
Right, thank you.
But
Okay,
it's
so
like-
I don't want it right there.
Right, let me get some rest in.
You get some sleep.
Okay?
Let me
No,
get this power down.
let me say this. I can't listen. I can't speak for y'all. I can't speak for y'all. Okay? But if I don't get up every morning at 4:30 and work out all day long and work all day, okay, and then you gonna tap me on the shoulder or tap me on the leg like, baby, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Look, baby, listen. Right now, I am tired.
Wait, hold on.
Okay?
Can we pause. I thought the commentary was, ain't no man gonna say I'm tired.
That's what it was.
Right.
Can we retract that?
Right.
Because I think we just dissected that. Like, okay, all right. So let me see.
Let me tell you why.
Hey,
Hold on.
that's not for everybody, but it's for some.
But let me tell you why. Listen. And y'all women, so please be honest, okay? Listen, if you catch me on Thursday, when I'm arrested, and I'm breaking that back out, okay? And then you catch me on Saturday, and I'm tired, okay? And then you're like, hold up now. Like, it's garbage, okay? Like, listen,
It's gonna be a whole
the
conversation.
next time I got an energy and I'm pulling you, I'm like,
Negro.
last time,
Right.
listen,
But hold
last time we did this,
Well,
okay,
hold up. What's
like,
making you
I didn't even get what you had promised when you talking about how you gonna knock this back out.
You didn't
But
feel
then,
making you tired.
okay, but then,
The workout?
listen, I'm like, babe, I was tired. There ain't no excuse.
It's not, because I'm trying to figure out where did you saying that,
I'm
at what point did you? Oh,
He
okay.
said
Hold
from
on. Yeah, from working and working out.
Yeah, from where
Hey,
you
we
work
black
out.
men, we got the whole weight of the world on
Right.
our shoulder every time we
I
walk out the
understand the
door.
weight, but there's a confusion because if you can at least let some of that workout go, so you can put your energy into that.
You can
I'm
do
sorry.
calisthenics.
Because if you can bench like that, you can bench press home.
I'm trying to.
We the gym.
So wait, so let's flip it. As men,
Right,
we flipping on women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey babe, what's happening? 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We like this.
Right.
I'm game, but everybody ain't game.
Right.
I think it's
So how we do it?
Okay, but listen though. At the end of the day, my husband just told me last night, look, I'm tired. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I want it more often than he does. You know, and I don't be mad at it. I just go home and sleep. It's all good because when I get it, he gonna knock it down. And that's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? But I just realized this just recently. Like, I want to do it all the time, and he really doesn't, right? So those times I want to do it all the time, it's garbage. But when we connect and we both want to do it at that time,
It's
yeah.
The lights be going off, fireworks and everything.
Listen, so here's my question to you. Because see, like, everybody's sex drive is different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I can do it every day. If you give me some rest. But at the same time, listen. At the same time, though. At the same time, though, listen. The thing.
You got you. Yeah. You just got
We
to
work out, subject change. What about one for me? I think that was the whole point.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, though. Listen. Reason why I say it every day because my dad always told me. He said, no matter how tired you are, the person who you with, you should never deny them. So listen, like you said, it may be garbage.
I don't want you.
Listen. It may be garbage.
You said just
Listen, hold on, listen. Hold on, listen. That's what I'm saying. Listen, you may think it's garbage, but I look at it like this right here. At least I didn't deny it.
Nah, man. I
But
don't
maybe
want
she.
that.
Don't give me your sex life.
If she wake you up, maybe she gonna do the work.
Go downhill.
Maybe she gonna do the work.
You don't have to get up.
But you said emotional. So if you're not emotional, how you gonna get up?
She my wife.
No,
But
wife,
she-
that's
she-
different.
well, she the one that I love. You said love at first sight. If she the one that I love and she's attracted
I
to
know
me,
what to do to get it
boom.
up.
You know what it is.
You gotta go your back out. Go your back out. What my ex tell me, you can lay back every now and then.
But that's false opinion, right? Every woman ain't gonna just get up to do the work. They gonna do. You don't work
Look, let me
20
tell y'all
hours, 24 hours.
something. So y'all women that y'all doing what y'all man need, y'all got to go, cause y'all messing it up for us.
Hey, I'm just
Y'all
saying.
got to go.
Look, okay, so listen. Now we gonna continue to talk, but I wanna do this. This phone right here, 442129040. If you out there listening and you wanna call in and make a point, go right ahead at this time. But my
Wants
thing
and needs too was the whole different thing, and I mean what we were here commissioned to discuss, and I really think that's important because people need to understand what you want and what you need are two different things. Like what I want sometimes has to take a back burner because, and then I can't act like a spoiled brat when I don't get what I want. As long as my needs are met,
That
my
part.
needs are totally different from my wants, and I'm grown enough. I don't even wanna say grown, I'm mature enough.
Yes.
Let me step back from that. Maturity doesn't have an age.
Right.
So
Those are-
people,
There you go, baby.
Right.
people may be 50,
Mature
60,
late.
and are immature all the way around the
All the
board.
way around.
You know what I'm saying? So I am mature enough to know that as long as my needs are met and my wants, we can push them in every now and again. I can present them at a
Yeah.
time to where my husband is receptive and then my wants are taken care of. I can't just nag. Bible says a man would rather be on top of a roof
Rooftop,
than deal with a nagging wife.
like a
Yeah.
roof
So,
crossing.
yeah, so I don't
Right.
do no nagging. I don't do no fussing.
No.
I'm gonna sit back. And my husband is, so you were talking culture earlier. My husband is from Ghana, and when we were doing marriage counseling, my marriage counselor said when two people get married, you come together and you create your own culture. When we get married, I can't say that I'm from Virginia and this is what my mom and them do. I can't say
I know
my
that's
dad
right.
and them do that. I can't do that, and he can't tell me I'm from Ghana and this is what we do there. We've never said that to each other.
You can't
We
do that,
create
but you have to
our own
understand
culture.
that that's beautiful for you guys, but you still have to understand the dynamic of the culture of the person, because the dynamic of the culture of the person is the makeup of who
Understanding
you're
it
dating.
is understanding
Right,
it.
so we gonna let you contradict either.
No, I don't do no contradiction. I'm
But
gonna tell you,
you have to
sometimes I ain't gonna
understand the
forget.
dynamic,
Oh,
you have to
yes, I
understand
got
the dynamic of, if you have an American person coming over here marrying an Asian person, then you have to understand that the American person has to begin to sit down and learn and understand that culture. And this
Understanding
person
it
has to learn.
and
just the same-
creating it. is
Right,
different
because
things.
that's what we were talking about. You said you and your husband, I don't forget either.
Yeah.
You said you and your husband didn't have to worry about that because y'all don't do that. But I said kudos to you guys, because that doesn't work for everybody. Because in a world that, that we live in, because I was married to somebody that was outside of a different culture. And in order for it to work, I had to love and respect this person and where he came from, and then let him love and respect where I came from, and then we collectively come together, and that's when that portion is out the door. It doesn't matter, because we are one whole, and we don't let the nationalities of who we are and where we come from dictate our love, because our love is beautiful, is what we're creating. But as far as our background, it has to be embraced, it has to be respected, because it is the makeup of the person that you say you love, and you have to embrace that.
I actually think that's what brings two people together.
is.
It's like you're
From my
involved with
perspective.
somebody.
No, you said everything I said. If you just said it in a different way, but you're exactly right.
I would say different things.
No, you said the same thing. You collectively come together and you
We're
bring the
beautiful.
culture.
So you married.
I'm
Okay,
divorced,
and
22 years
You
of
divorced,
marriage.
and you divorced, and we all single. So my question would be this, okay? So we talking about wants and needs. So you guys, once you get married, I feel like that there's no more what I need. It's all about what we need, okay? And then as you get
Well,
divorced,
it's two.
I divorced out of choice though.
Right, right,
There's an eye factor. There's an eye factor.
it's still a high, but not as still. Exactly, not as strong.
Speaking
Well,
of-
yeah, I mean, well,
Because I put that
from
together,
a
God,
perspective, like,
it's a
like for me, example, like men like to say, oh, you look, for their wife to say, you look nice, you smell good, all this kind of stuff, right? But then you flip her, maybe your wife, she don't care about that. Maybe hers is something else. Maybe hers is knowing that shoot, if something break in the house, my husband can fix it without worrying about I'm calling people and stuff like that. That may be one of her needs.
But that goes back to what she said. Love language.
Love language.
Love
Yeah,
language.
that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. So like during that, I guess like for you, it's gonna be because you didn't learn anything about him before because y'all got married so fast, right? So there's always gonna be a time, whether it's before you get married or after you get married, that you constantly learning
Yes.
the other person,
Yes.
like what they want versus
Every day.
what they need, right? And then once you have that, you technically, I guess you should have a pretty decent marriage, right? But it's all, but it can't. But those things, those wants and needs can change as kids
As
come
you
in.
get
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
you know,
you're gonna
and life
learn.
takes a different part you take.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then self-growth, because sometimes we grow and we grow differently than when we were younger.
Because like for example, you get married, and then at first when you get married, you might need a man to make more money than you for whatever reason, right? But then all of a sudden now you become successful, you got your businesses and doing all this kind of stuff. Now you don't need your man to bring home the bacon because now you got it, and you like, hey man, focus on something else, pick something else to do or whatever. That's not one of my needs anymore
Right.
because I got it.
Yeah.
But then that would bring me up to this topic. So for the women, my question as a man, like, at what point do you talk to your man about the things that you need? Because, like I said, one of the biggest things to me is communication. Like I tell people all the time, when people come to me and say, well, I think you should do this, don't come to me and tell me what I need to do if you don't have a solution for it.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So if you sit here and say, well, you know what, like it's certain needs and wants that you don't meet, okay, what are they? If you say, well, you been with me longer than you should know that. No, I should know that. That's why I'm asking you that. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, or if you say that it's certain wants and needs that I haven't met, I want to know what they are. But don't sit here and say I haven't met your wants and needs and you can't even express what they are. Same thing for the men here. Like, one of my biggest problems is, like, and I take, I'm man up to go on set to say this, I go to therapy sessions, okay? One of the reasons why I go to therapy sessions because, like my therapist just told me on Wednesday. Okay.
We all need
Like she just told me Wednesday. She told me Wednesday, she said, one of your biggest things you need to do is learn how to not be afraid to express how you feel and not worry about the outcome. Okay, because if you feel a certain way, can't nobody tell you how to feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I struggle with is, okay, if I tell her that the sex really ain't good, is she not gonna give me no more? But I'm not, no, that's just an example.
Yeah,
But
that's real.
listen, but that's real though. But that's real. Listen. But that's real though. At the same time, if I come to you and be honest with you and say, you know what, how was it, baby? Doing all that. Now there's an attitude and you mad. And then, but if I say, baby, you know what, it was the bomb, girl. But I'm lying.
That's why you don't have sex just to do it. That's why you don't have sex just to do it.
No, listen. But I'm saying, or for the thing, if you cook something and I say, you know what, that was good, okay, but really it was terrible, okay. The first thing I'm saying, you know what, I just ate that because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But if they're really doing you any good,
But it's a way you can say that.
Right.
Yeah, you don't
But
have
how
to.
can how? Okay,
You say that without
say
if I don't say it right, if I just lie and say, baby, you know, that was good. But then you catch me talking to my boy, hey, cool, man, she couldn't make it was terrible. Then you gonna call that life.
So look.
What is it? If it's too much salt, too much, and like, let me know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only thing that I've always found. Not saying that y'all, and when it comes to men and when it comes to their needs and like when you tired with cheating, tell me what's wrong before you go out there and do it.
Every woman can't handle that.
I mean, that's true.
Every woman can't. Don't ask me to be honest with you and tell you the truth if you can't handle it.
Yeah, but here's a way you can do it.
So why did you choose a
but-
person? So why did you choose a
how?
person
Like
that
how?
you know
What
that
is that
can't
word?
handle? Because now you got to blame yourself. Because actuality,
But
you
listen,
married.
we don't listen. I can't look at you and say you can't handle the truth.
No, because I can.
But the thing is,
But every woman not like that.
Come on.
I'm gonna be like this, baby. Let me tell you something, baby. Is the sex good? If you like it like this, you like it like that. Cause look, if I do it like this and you like, I need to know. Cause I don't know.
It's
That's my aim.
your expectation.
But
Right?
listen, hold.
Like if you go to food,
If you love-
if you go to food
What's
route,
that
like
communication?
when she was cooking, what was you expecting? Was you expecting gourmet, you know,
We
$100
expected
a plate?
you.
type
We
stuff?
get McDonald's.
Or was you thinking, or you, and then she cooked you Yasin's or something like
But
that?
that's
What?
an area that can be
Yeah, work on,
fixed and
yeah.
worked on at the same
You
time.
gotta
So
want
how
to.
do you tell them?
Yeah, and
How do you
once,
tell them?
yeah, exactly.
How do you
Yeah,
tell them? You tell them with love.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
some of it
With love.
could have been, some of it could have been your, like this. You went straight to sex. How you know some of it wasn't your fault that it was bad, right?
Listen, that's what communication comes in.
Right, because you
But if
had-
you're talking to her like
yeah,
that,
but
I
have
don't
you
want
talked to her, right? Because you gotta say, just being real, like going from woman to woman, you had sex with multiple women, right? All of them are gonna be different. You
right?
can't be going up there, you're strong, dude. You can't be slamming them and flipping all of them upside down. Like all of them might not like
Whoa.
that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You gotta know.
So you gotta know.
You
You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. You gotta feel her out, right? You gotta feel them out.
It's not being that you.
Or
what's
ass.
your nickname?
Right.
Man, ass.
Well, okay,
Like, you know, it's frowned upon is because
Height.
most women be like, oh, you a man, you should not. But no, because you
Right, okay, listen.
you know, I had
So,
XYZ. but-
ladies, cool, I agree with you. So he said, ask. So here's my thing. When we ask these questions, whether it's offensive or not, okay, at least we asking instead of assuming.
That's
Bro,
nothing wrong with it.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. Presentation is everything. And I know we're PG. This is not rated R. This is not.
No, we read it all today.
Yeah, but no, I don't think nobody cussed yet, so I think we're doing good.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like it's a way to tell a woman anything, especially when
Man
it
too.
comes, when it comes to sex.
Right. Man too.
You've been neglected.
No, it's hard.
I'm gonna love on you.
When it comes to sex, bro, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like when it comes to sex, two people are together, you having sex. If it's not right, a man should be comfortable to say, "Oh, this ain't right." A woman should be, "This ain't right." I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
done had sexual encounters with a woman, and oh my God, like in my head, like, you just farted. Like, it's just, and I go down, right? I'm gonna keep it PG, and I go down, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. The woman was like, "No, I didn't want it," but and she was able to communicate what it was, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." But we can talk about it.
Wait, what?
We-
The dog party?
We can't talk about that after that.
No, it wasn't after. Trust me, it wasn't right after, but it was days later. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
So you kept on after the fart?
I went down after.
Yeah, he kept going out.
But you know what you talking about?
What you talk about?
No, we gonna
What
make
you
that
talk
talk
about? But you gotta have that. You gotta have that communication. Like, I'm like, hold on, what just happened? Like,
That's just
nah,
like you gotta know you.
yeah,
And then when you men go to these women and ask these women for these relationships, first of all, you gotta pay attention to what you asking for, right? Then second of all, when us women say yes and take the hand of acceptance, then we gotta know what we saying yes to. So that goes back to, I can say now, as a realization, I see why you say you can't do love at first sight. It can happen, but I see why you say, because you gotta take time, because if you take time to stop and smell the roses, you will know these things, and you won't have to come to the point of realization, even though her miracle happened and it's beautiful, because it does happen,
Right.
because she's real and it is still here. But when you allow people to get to know one another, and really, if I do pass gas on you, because I'm fine.
God, no.
I come in the bathroom while you boo-boo.
You gotta be wrong about it.
I'm gonna turn to my baby against me because they piss me off today. And you over there talking about, girl, well, what you say? And I'm over there, well, and you over
Why he
there,
on the
all right.
toilet?
Well, go on over there.
You know he got locked door.
I can't do it, I'm sorry.
The door be locked all the
But
time.
that's that love stuff.
That's love.
I get that
That's
love,
love.
but
And you
it's
gotta
just
be able to
stuff.
communicate.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Presentation is everything.
It ain't easy.
Now after he had pinto beans, I'm not going in the
Okay.
collard green. I ain't
But
going
it's
in
still
there.
not easy though. After being married for all this time and finally coming together, it's not easy. It's a daily work. Like this thing ain't easy, and I really have to reevaluate and chill out a lot of times and just step back and like, yo, my one pastor told me one time, he said, do you want to be right or do you want peace? And after that realization, so I'll be like, okay, no problem.
So
And
how do you deal with your friend? Like, the people that would say, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't.
I don't take that stuff to them
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
that's good.
already ain't able, their mental capacity can't even handle what I got going on. So I gotta take this on up to King Jesus.
That's right.
He's gonna help me. And when I met my husband, I think one of y'all had said it too. I asked the Holy Spirit, like, look,
Yeah, you got to.
this a big jump. I'm going all the way back across this water one more time to get married. If this ain't what I need to do, I need to know.
And he was showing you, because I tell guys, when they be like, I had a guy dude that told me that. He was like, God told me you was going to be my wife. I said, God, I couldn't have told you that. And I'm not, he was like, go to God. I said, I'm not going to God with that foolishness. Because I know God for myself, because it said a man that find a wife find a good thing, right? That means you should know who I am before I get there. Not wait till you should be trying to treat me like trash before we get there. I thought I was your good thing, which I was supposed to jump into
But you
it
know
and
what
then
though?
you become my
But you know
good
what though? If God told him that,
It would be
God-
if God told him that,
thing.
that means you might want to step back in your place and say, okay, if God told you that, let's see.
But see, that's how I know God, because I knew God didn't tell him that.
But what if they not the appearance you want them to be?
No.
But what I'm saying is, I know the foolishness when people, that's why I say that you gotta know God for yourself. And I tell people, go to God and ask him who I am inside. Because outside, I'm a hot ass mess. And I tell people that all the time. Sometimes I don't even like myself. But if you, it don't matter. Because even in here, I can still know y'all hearts. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if you said something that might have ticked me off something. I know your heart. That's why I tell people, if you really want to know somebody, go to God, ask them, show them, search your heart, because the outside ain't no good. It's no
God
good.
said, test me.
Yeah.
What's your
That's
question?
the only thing you
Cool.
can
Because I used to do that. I used to be like, you know what, God, if that's the one for me, show me. And I act like I ain't see it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
show me again.
Yeah,
And
I did the same thing.
Not
I did
no
the
more.
same thing. Oh
Not
my
no
God.
more.
I
So I got a
Well,
question.
then we
At least you
don't
took the time to
need to
see.
okay.
Lord have
At least
mercy.
you took the time to wait.
So I got a question just for you listening to you in your story. Like, so I got two questions, right? So the first one is, as men, right, we're always taught to be providers, and we're always taught to be able to be financially sound and pay for this and pay for that. So I heard you say earlier that, you know, your husband couldn't afford to fly back across the water like you could. So you did it. You took that on and you flew back because that's where you felt that you needed to be, right? So to me, my question is like, that didn't make you stop and think like, oh, this man not gonna be able to financially sustain our lifestyle, or at least yours, because clearly you travel. So with him not being able to do that, that didn't throw up a red flag like, hey, maybe I don't need to be going back and forth dealing with this dude.
Not at all. Absolutely not. No, because I knew at the end of the day, he wasn't in a good financial position because of where he lived at. The US dollar in Ghana is 1 to 5.
Right.
So I took $100. I'm balling with 500 CDs. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't make it there. However, now that he's here, and I do believe God delayed it for a reason. He got on at my job. He is a property maintenance tech, and this man, I have to make him take days off. Last year alone, this man saved $10,000 on less than a $40,000 salary.
Oh.
I don't even know how he did it. I'm running bank accounts like, you got 10 stacks just sitting over here in Park Lanes, and I'm out here like, wanna take some trips, you know? So, no, it didn't. And I only was able to do that because of God. Like, I really put all my eggs in that basket, and I just focused on God. And in the meantime, when he wasn't here, I served at church. I served at my church in every single capacity you can think of. And that has kept me. That is the only thing that kept me. Because otherwise, I would be out here doing Tom, Dick, and Harry, like, oh, it's over there, you know, so it didn't.
So that was my second question. Like, so you're here, he's there. It was never a thought like, all right, you know, he's saying he in church, but is he really in church?
Oh yeah, the enemy will bring you a thought every single chance he
Yeah.
get. Like that's his job.
Yeah.
The battle starts in your mind. The enemy will bring you something as small as a pea. You got 30 seconds to figure out what you're gonna do with that thing. If you don't handle it, 25 minutes later, it's a quarter. An hour later, it's a basketball. 2 weeks later, it's a snowball. Now, when you're trying to get rid of this thing, it's an avalanche, and you really can't handle it. So yeah, I thought it all the time. The enemy brought it to me over and over and over again. And you know what? I tested God. I said, God, look at me cheating, me doing whatever. Show me.
Show me. He was showing.
Let me know.
Yeah.
So it worked. He didn't, but it wasn't easy.
Right.
Even like 2 weeks before, well, one day I was like, you know what, it's over. Forget this crap. I ain't doing it no more. I'm tired of coming. I'm tired of you not being able to come. I said, forget it, it's over. He was all prayerful. Oh, it's all right. Whatever, we get off the phone. 2 weeks later, the immigration paperwork came through, and he's been here ever since. So I wanted to quit. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is not easy now. It's really not easy. We have a difference of, it's just things. It's just, the enemy will use anything he can to get a foothold. It could be something, he left his socks downstairs, or he got undressed in the kitchen. I mean, it could be anything. And the enemy will use that and fuel you. Like, he did it yesterday.
Yeah.
He did it again today. He's
He
gonna
did
do it
it
tomorrow. Yeah. And then that's how you react. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Because I want peace.
So let me say this. So seeing that you saying that it's the enemy comes in different, like we always talk, the enemy comes in different shape, forms, and fashion. So is it that when you going through these different scenarios with the person who you feel like you should be with, you guys married, so does it feel like it's the enemy trying to destroy what you have?
Absolutely.
Or is it at a certain point you just realize, because like I said, you guys are married, so I really can't say that it pertains to you guys because you're married now. So whatever issues you guys have, you learn to work through that on a daily basis. But for the rest of us who are single, like, how is it a way that basically when we dealing with these different things, when we with a person that's not financially situated on the level that we are, we dealing with a person, we may can't be like every 5 minutes we may be arguing or something. At what point is it the fact that is it the enemy or you just basically not meant for each other?
You gotta know
see
yourself
God,
first, right?
yeah.
Yeah, God.
You
Because
gotta
he'll
see
show
God
you.
in that, because who knows? Like y'all together, and especially if you can put the cart before the horse, it kind of messes it up. It kind of jades the water just a little bit because now y'all already did to do. So how would you know if you're right or wrong? But you also gotta look at simple things. Does this relationship cause me anger and strife every day? Am I stressed about this? Anything that's hard and causing you stress and bothers you and it's got your mind all jacked up, that ain't God. God ain't the author of confusion. He ain't in that.
Amen.
Straight up. So, but like going back to what you said though, you always have to ask God. Like,
Always.
you can't get in a relationship and y'all date 3 weeks and you're like, okay, this the one, and you ain't consulted God.
Can't, because he'll show you every
Yeah,
time.
I truly believe in consulting.
I feel like this is the
Even-
perfect opportunity to talk about, because you mentioned it earlier, this is open platform for anybody. We talk about a woman being humble or a woman submitting, you know, and I've heard you say, you know what, I just shut up because I want peace. I want like, who can explain what humility is or humbleness or submissiveness is from a woman's perspective?
It's agape love
Agape.
for me. It's for me, and I didn't mean to jump at it, but
Go ahead.
for me, it's self-love, loving myself first. I'm right now on a personal sabbatical, and I'm allowing God to teach me me. I'm allowing God to let me fall in love with me. And when
Yes.
I fall in love with me, like I'm dating myself, you know, I'm writing poetry to myself. I am, you know, going out and, you know, doing my thing by myself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm falling in love with me because I said, God, teach me how to love a man. And when I asked that question, he taught me how to look in the mirror and love me first. So that when he bring that good thing to find me, because you guys are kings, then he showed me that men are kings and women are queens. And then he showed me the Proverbs 31 woman. So when he put my mirror in my face, which is a Proverbs 31 woman, it refined me and I did a chin check every day. Excuse me. And what it does is it make me say, you know what, if I'm not lining up with this, I ain't got time to focus on what he doing, she doing, different. I gotta look at me every single day.
Yeah.
And as I look at me every single day, it'd be good to be graceful with myself and poised with myself and dainty with myself. That means that when that man come in and he make that mistake, I'm not saying, you. When that man comes in, just as much as I want God to love me and forgive me, I'm being forgiven to him.
That's a
And
good point, girl.
Then I'm learning to be a little more softer because I want him to hold me in those big old arms, right? Then I'm learning because I want to smell all delicious all up on me. I'm spraying my hair with perfume because when that big old thing's still on top of me, I want him to know his baby is like, because your love and your attention and loving yourself and allowing me to love me, but we gotta love each other to agree to disagree if we don't agree. See, the issue is not bigger than us because you are not worth me losing over this simple little disagreement.
Joel Osteen, my husband bought a little car, like $2,400. I'm from a family of cars. My dad has a Mach 1 Mustang, my uncles have Novas, and I've sat in the garage and watched them break a car down to the pistons and rebuild it and take the engine out. So I'm telling my husband what's up with this car. I have read this car down to the minutest detail and wrote him a list. And then I went to Napa and I got all the parts detailed.
University for that car.
Told everything. But he didn't want to hear it from me. He could not hear these issues with this car from me.
Because we talk
It
at
was
them.
causing it wasn't that. It's because I'm a woman.
Mm.
He could and it's a car and men are
That's their
supposed to
thing.
know something.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
Pride.
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 Not
Pride.
hear it.
Hey, girl.
I wouldn't say pride. I wouldn't say
You wanna
pride.
say, Brian?
Culturally,
He could
Culture.
not
Culture.
hear
as
it.
men, culturally, some cultures are like that.
Yeah, he couldn't hear it.
Men know everything and women don't.
Know everything in a certain.
And it's right in a certain area.
And that's not true, y'all.
He couldn't hear it from me.
So that's-
So it was causing an issue with our relationship. I listen
Right.
to Joel Osteen in my car every day, and Joel said, this thing is small. You gonna let this small thing mess what y'all got going? Because I really have a really good relationship. I can't complain. So I told God, look here, I'm gonna leave that car alone.
I
On
know.
that car, because I got a Genesis outside. Big Sexy is fine. Get that car.
Oh,
And I had to tell him, honey, and this is exactly how I presented it. With all due respect, this car is causing a rift between us.
oh.
From this point on, I'll give you the address to the people. It's called OK Auto, and you can take this car over there anytime you need to.
That's right.
And I left it at that. He took it to OK Auto. OK Auto told him every single thing I
She
said,
told me.
Mhm.
and he heard it.
Mhm.
And
But-
he left it at that.
But that
Delivery.
helps you guys' relationship.
Yes.
So now, where he thought initially, she a woman, she don't know what she talking about, she don't work on cars.
Right.
Now, now he looking at you different.
Right,
So,
right.
okay, this is my baby.
But it's
I'm making
She
no,
got my
I'm making no
baby.
calls.
You know what I'm
I'm making no calls.
Right.
But it's still gonna be culturally, he don't want to accept that.
And that's
It
that's
could
that
be.
could be
Set
how
your
that's
ways.
growth.
That's growth.
But I
He
know,
had-
but it's
he had-
growth, yeah.
But the more he over here with her, he have to eventually learn.
Right.
I can't think like none of us.
Right.
think. I
I
gotta
don't even
think
think
like
that's culture. I don't even think that's.
It's-
I think that's gender.
It
That's
is.
just men. That's just us as men.
But then that also went back to your point. I understand and I respect this culture, but when we came together, we have to create our own.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
facts.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
facts.
So now, culturally, I know that car caused a problem between us, you handle it, and I'm gonna go about my business, because Big Sexy goes to the dealership, and the dealership only, you know,
Right.
so you take your car to OK Auto, so it works. So
So
I
let me ask
agree,
you
and
guys-
you also said something else I want to comment on, you said that, because your question was, how do we show humility and humble and submission and all that?
Yeah.
We have to love our husbands the way God loved us. God was so great that he forgave us. He picked me up out of the roughest, worst times of my life and cleaned me up and presented me again anew. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to lay down his life for me. He didn't have to love me the way he does. So who am I not to love my husband with flaws and all? Who am I?
Let me show you something.
person
So
don't-
you're
what
saying
the person
something
don't
that's,
believe in
let me
God?
show you something. You
That's a-
said, right,
But
right.
that's
I'm
you
gonna say-
That's
gotta
what
be
I'm saying.
careful.
I want to
But
say
I
earlier.
wanna say something right quick.
We keep
That's-
saying
I
that,
wanna
we
say
supposed to,
something right
we
quick.
going to
So
a
we
bigger
keep
argument.
saying, you
Right,
know, I
right.
want to share something with you because we're sisters and I love you. In the Bible, God don't said that woman's supposed to love a man. God said the woman's supposed to respect the man. And then because of the respect, the man will love the woman like he so loved the church. So we have to read the word in its whole totality and get the true understanding, or we'll be out here being false witnesses, telling half the truth and the wrong truth, and it's not the truth. So
Yeah.
now we're misconstrued.
Yeah.
Because the word is man supposed to love the woman like he loved the church, not us. We're supposed to respect the kings, and then we gain their love off us respecting them because they are out here busting their chops for us. We are supposed to not make the money because this woman came with this thing back in the days, in the 80s. I am woman, hear me roar. Well, I'm not. I am dainty. Watch me move. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Watch me smell pretty.
Okay,
Watch
okay.
me be cute.
Yeah.
Watch my husband's
Okay.
friends be like, damn, bro. And you be like, that man. That's what we're supposed to
And
do.
she
We're
worked.
supposed,
She
and
worked.
I'm on that side. So we're supposed to get together as sisters, like this sister and I do. We act together. We get well. Movie says this guy he acts with me. So what we do as sisters, we're supposed to get together and love on one another. And you're supposed to say, hey, Yana, and then she's supposed to say, Yana, guess what? At the house over here, baby, we're going through a financial raise. Don't tell me your business. I don't want to know because on my plate. This your food, this my food, that's your food. I can only engulf what's right here. I can't eat yours and yours and yours and yours. So by the time I come to you with all our food on the table, I only want to eat this plate, but I don't even want to think about that plate. I just want to celebrate. I just want to get fed back up because by the time I get ready to leave, I got to pick all this stuff back up. I got to eat all of this. So at this point in time, you have to get to the point to where we really, as women, that's my charge. And you know, as First Ladies in Motion, God gave me an assignment, and women are going to come for me because I'm hurting for you kings. I am hurting for you kings. Because we women, we are here playing church, and we are here saying things that we don't know what we're talking about. Not you per se, at all, but just women, period. We are saying things that we don't even know, and we misconstrue it, and we turning things around, and then that's why these brothers are out here hurt. That's why they miss love. That's why they can't lay on our bosom, because we doing this and we giving them our ass to kiss, and it's not right. When they busting their butt, when they walk out here, because he gave me an assignment, I said, God, teach me how to love a man. So he showed me how to love me first. Then he put me in an atmosphere of men, and I had to say, I'm sorry. I apologize to all you kings, for every woman that has hurt you, that has lied, that didn't be submissive, because we were supposed to be submissive, thought we were the big head, got the money, and thought it was all about us. I apologize, because you guys are phenomenal, and I love every last one of you. But at the end of the day, we as women, we got to stop taking these men to church, and you cussing them out before you get out the parking lot, and everybody trying to get in front of you. You just praised up a big praise and worship, but now you can't even let them in front of you, and you call it cutting off. So was your praise for real or not? You were here talking about sister and deacon, this and this, but you brought me here to get the word so we can better our relationship, but you showing me hate. Like, women, what's going on? Then you making all this money, now I don't need you. Yes, you do. You understand what I'm saying? So stop playing around, because I don't want to go on a Toy Story. It's not my preference. I'm not going to go in there because this is not mine. That is for his enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? Because God made us unselfish when he said, I want the woman to focus on the man's happiness and the man to focus on the woman. So if I'm focused on you and you focus on me, there's no selfishness. That's why he split the people when they tried to go to the temple to reach God, because he don't need no help in that. He just needs us to mind our business. Women, read Proverbs 31. And while these men and these children are sleeping, be a woman in your word and be working with your hands and covering your families and needs, that when they go through stuff, say, baby, you know what? It's okay, you went through that. You lost your job for the 10th time. Okay, it's okay. But cause God said, how many times will a just man fall? You understand what I'm saying? Who's counting and who can cast the first stone? So in relationship, guys, we have to understand that first and foremost, sex is never supposed to be in a relationship unless you are in a marriage. That is actually the glue. And it's okay, pastors, for y'all to start talking about getting booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to talk about it. But healthily, it's okay for your kids to see you smack your husband smack that tail. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to see that daddy, you smacking your white booty healthily. You know what I'm saying? Instead of promiscuously and making a woman feel less than. Daddy's supposed to be the first one to show me that. You know what I'm saying? So women, we got to get back in this word of God. Whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in wholeheartedly, really read this word and start quoting grandma's ritual. Start quoting what auntie taught you. Start quoting, because if somebody really walk up there and say, what's this scripture, say this, this, and this, you don't even know. Like, these men, it's so sad, and we miss potato heads, putting on titties, booties, butts, cutting out real, contact weave, lash. God, nah, what's real, man? Like, moving back in the day, the booty fell off.
I'm gonna get you sucker.
I'm gonna get you sucker. Like, stop getting me sucker. Like, man, like, be a real woman. But then you want me to do all these real man things, and I gotta miss potato head, like, for real. And then if I ask you what you want to do, you don't even know whatever you want. No, girl. I'm tired of doing my idea. I got with you because I want something different. When you get this money, bring it home. You might help me. I'm not gonna beat you over here, rule you, run you, but you might help me. So bring this money home because you want this trip, right? You're not gonna deplete me of everything, and stop asking these men to sign these prenuptial agreement, because I'm gonna sign it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you where it's at. Let's get this out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with my sex. I said it. Don't mess with my food. I said it, and I ain't worried about money because I'm gonna make that. But don't mess with my sex.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
No.
What you gonna say?
You can't be
But
tired.
it's the truth,
Don't
though.
do it.
You should say, she said you can't be tired, Orlando.
No, you ain't gonna be tired of me. Don't take that hour now. Don't waste that 5 minutes.
Here's my thing. Listen, here's
And
my
I ain't
thing
gonna
though.
want nothing else.
Listen, here's the thing. I agree with her because listen, when you got a woman that got a mindset like that, there's no reason for you to be tired. At least for you to be tired.
I want to say it like that.
I'm just
too.
saying. But the thing, listen, because listen. What I'm you know what I'm saying? Listen, because listen,
She don't want all that.
listen, come on. What I mean by that, listen, what I mean by that is not saying you can't be physically tired, which means if you tired, she doesn't understand that.
Because sex is a
You know
mental
what I'm saying? She
thing.
don't
You get it out of your
understand.
mind.
So my thing is, she gonna be like, okay, well, he don't wanna give it to you now because he's tired. She gonna be like, okay, baby, get some rest, but I'll see you when you get up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
in
what
an
I
hour.
mean. It's me
Literally.
understanding.
You gonna get him up in the house. You gonna relax. You gonna like,
But
okay, so right,
said
so
within an
that's
hour.
the thing, right? So like if you wake me up at 2 o'clock in the
That's what
morning,
it's
I
supposed
said,
to be.
babe, I'm tired, like, you know, it ain't going down. As a woman,
I'ma
what do you
know,
do?
I'ma know how to wake you up the other
Right.
way.
Right,
Because if you
and
think
that's
then
how
you
it's
just-
supposed to go. So it's never a point where, yes, we are tired, but it's not gonna happen, because as a woman, she gonna know what to do to make it happen.
Right.
And there ain't gonna be no conversation.
be
It's
up.
gonna be like, oh, man, my bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
So now you're not
Hey, that's how we gonna breathe.
So now you're not tired no more, right?
But no. I'ma still be tired,
Right.
but
Tired?
she gonna make that thing do
Well,
what it
that's
do.
what I'm saying. You
No.
that's-
A
not what you
real
said.
woman
You
gonna
wanna
know
be
how to
tired.
make that
So
thing
you
do
can't
what
say
it
you're
do.
tired.
But you up though. That's what I said. For the most part, you
No,
gonna
no.
rise to the occasion. You gonna do what you have to do, and you gonna get your little more sleep.
Well, yes and
You
no,
just-
because
And
as a
what time
man,
is
you
it?
still gonna be tired. You still gonna be physically tired. You're gonna be mentally tired, right? But as a woman, if you're in tune with each other,
You gonna wake
and
up.
she a woman, and she know how to make that thing, it's gonna.
So
It don't matter. You still gonna be tired, but you
with
gonna be laying
your,
there.
with your woman, you're saying what I'm saying. You're never too tired. She didn't help you out. No,
Right, I guess so. If you okay, so yeah.
You're never too tired, but you will say I'm tired.
Right.
As a man, you can't say
Yeah.
I'm tired.
But you gonna.
As a man, you're never too tired.
It's like-
That's what you're saying.
It's like-
Okay, there you go. I'm with you.
It's like that thing. Like, all right, babe, I'm tired, but if you make it get up,
Yeah. A man is never too tired.
It's on you.
If you had some kind of physical job, you just catch a nap on the lunch break in the
Right.
car or something. I don't know, but you gonna figure it out.
Right.
You ain't gonna tell. You're not gonna tell your wife, your girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
No. Men don't tell their girls no.
Why though?
Because it's
Because
just.
don't nobody want no lazy sex.
Who said it's gonna be lazy?
It's gonna be lazy because you tired.
No, that's what. But from a
And
mission,
I'ma
you
know
get up.
that though.
But
If
you
I'm
get
used to
up.
riding that joystick, I'm gonna know
Yeah,
that.
but most dudes like
I'm tired.
most
Different
dudes is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about spiritually covering your wife? Where is that at? We done talked about sex and all that. Like, cover me. And I only say that because I've had some situations where I've had to call my husband and he has covered me in prayer. Like, I don't care about the sex. I mean, I do care. Let me
Oh,
not
I do.
say that I don't care about the sex, because I do.
Yeah.
But I understand that he also provides me a layer of covering. And
Where did that
protection, right?
I said, where did that come from? The ads? Because I want to keep it collectively good. Because I want to make sure the
because
person right.
the whole, we've talked sex a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
And I just
call it?
wanted to understand
I'm sorry. Can we
how-
call it protection again? Like just being there for your wife in all aspects, right? Because I know we keep throwing out. Even though I believe in God, but we just throwing out God on everything, right?
Okay.
And some people that's listening might not be into that, right?
Right.
So to cover everybody, it's about your husband being there for you in all situations, whether you're having a bad day or
Right.
whether you're not getting along with your mom or your daddy or something like that. It's just about your husband always being there for you. You know that you can pick up that phone, call him, and he'll stop what he's doing,
There you go.
regardless if he's at work, anything, right? He'll say, hold on, y'all, I gotta stop talking to my friend, whatever, right? I gotta make sure my wife is protected, make sure she's, covered.
Yeah. So, but you can't dismiss it because of the audience, because
Thank you.
that's a contradiction. That's
Well, I'm saying,
hold on.
being there for her has nothing to do with God.
Hold on. That's a contradiction because you got a woman saying, "Hold up, what about my needs? My needs, I may need a spiritual uplift from my husband, right? You can't dismiss it."
Yeah, I didn't say anything about spiritual though.
No, she did.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
she
but-
did. But you
Yeah,
tried to dismiss it to the audience, and we can't do that as men.
Because everybody don't believe
so-
in God.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
don't
let me.
believe
Right,
in
right, right.
Spiritual is in there. Spiritual is in there too. It may be being with your wife in whatever way that's where you're basically covering her or protecting her or consoling her in whatever aspect. Whether it's me and you are spiritual, right? Because that's what we are.
Yeah.
But then the next couple may not be on that level. Maybe they're
Yeah.
Muslim. It's still spiritual, but
Yeah.
that's a different topic.
Yeah, but we gotta acknowledge it.
But
We
yeah,
gotta acknowledge it.
so I want to just say about being there for when she having an issue. It's just being there for her in the way that, like, just like you said, he's from Ghana, you're from Virginia. Y'all, however y'all be there for each other in that together, right?
Mhm.
Right. So everybody is going to be different, right? Ours may be God, maybe Allah, maybe
Right.
maybe whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
nobody, right?
Yeah.
But it's about your husband being there for you and you being there for your husband,
Yep.
and any of them.
Yeah.
But I still
Yeah.
take down though, like if we're all believers, why take down?
But this,
No, I'm not
let's-
saying
so-
that. I'm
let's-
not
so
saying
let's-
that.
okay,
I'm
so-
just
So how
trying-
do you do that though if you're a believer and your mate isn't?
I ain't
Is
gonna
that- is
joke
that-
with that person automatically.
Yeah, they want to be
I'm
together.
not,
Yeah,
we're not gonna be
that's
like-
together.
you're not gonna be-
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, listen, hold on, listen. You keep, like, I keep hearing you say this. You saying like doing this for your wife, this for okay. First of all, like that shouldn't just go for the husband and the wife. If you're gonna be in my life, a part of my life, a part of my circle, like pray for me too, cause I'm gonna pray for you every day.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but like I know most people like, well, you don't want everybody praying for you. At the same time, if you are in my circle and you saying entertaining my energy, okay,
Right.
I'm praying for you.
Right.
But you need to be praying for me too.
So when you got sick, man, I'm your boy. I'm
Right.
I believe in,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was praying for you and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
But I'm just saying I mean, we can only talk about that, but I'm just saying in the aspects of just basically everybody that could be in the audience, right? It's just about that person being there for that person. Like I was there for you, and the way for me to help you out at the time was, hey, Orlando, do you need something? I brought some stuff over to your house. I'm praying for you. I'm doing all this kind of stuff because I'm praying for you because that's what I believe in. I believe in that, right? But the next person that's your friend may not believe in that, but they still can be there for you,
Yeah.
right? In how they know how to do that, right? You know what I mean? That's all I was saying. I wasn't knocking saying, oh, you know, it was just, hey, we got all these other people that, you know, how can they relate to us, right, with whatever they believe in, right? Because it still can, you know,
Well,
help
it's
out.
beautiful. They can. It's beautiful because, like I always say, I respect everybody's religion,
Mhm.
whatever it is that you believe in. I just say believe in it wholeheartedly. No
Yeah.
disrespect to no one's belief, because we, like you say, we all believe in something different. But when you do that, we just talk to one another from the heart. Like I think you were saying, and we all have been saying, we deal with it from the heart perspective. If everybody's not about the religion side, how do you feel when someone treats you a certain way? What does it make you feel like? It's painful if someone don't treat you the way you feel like you deserve, because you know you're putting that great energy out, right? And when someone treat you a certain way, then what you have to do is you have to give them that earnest back, because that's basically narcissistic behavior, bullying behavior. I think that was like the one before last or something, you guys were talking about bullies, you know, and sexuality or whatever. So what you do is you address it. You say, hey, listen, what you just did, it made me feel like this, and I'm not comfortable with that. So I have to address that. What happens is that kills the narcissistic way, it kills the bully behavior, because now you just addressed it. Because a bully and a narcissistic person only can have their power if you don't call them out. So when you call them out, then it lets them know, whoa, I can't bully this one. You just got me out helter skelter. I gotta run somewhere else. That's like the devil fleeing. So we got to study to show thyself approved in whatever it is that we are in. All these questions and all these things that we're going, and it was great, and this is beautiful, but the sum of it up is whoever your creator is, whatever governs you, whatever that you're doing, you have to give it to that person. And we have to stop thinking with our own minds so much, and you have to get into that word. Because we're not the one that have the answers, because you didn't create you, I didn't create you. And then, you know, like I tell people, we weren't made from atoms and molecules and all this. Sorry, scientists. I'm not even really sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sorry that y'all run around here fabricating. You know, it's just like the Caucasian race tell us we're black. Well, I don't see no black person up here. I see some brown people. So visually with your eye, you accepting some stuff that's not true. So if we were atoms, that means babies would be dropping off the sky when the molecules and stuff bump into each other. Where's the body nets? Okay? Because I pushed these children out of me. And you could have been an atom or a molecule at that moment, all 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no epidural these ways. So guys, it's basically give it to God. This is beautiful. I love it. I love the opportunity being here, because this is what we need, men like yourselves, allowing us women to come on here and express. Women loving each other, being able to express ourselves with love and take turns and share this thing, because my vision is different. We need your vision, we need her vision, we need mine. It's so beautiful. But guys, put it to God. If we give ourselves 30 days to read the Bible in 90 days, I guarantee you every perception that we talked about here today will change according to the will and power of God. Because He will show us. It's not about us, it's about Him. And everything comes from Him. So we actually don't even have to ask people, we ask him.
Amen.
And to some that show up, I want to appreciate you guys for coming on. You ladies have really blessed the show. I really appreciate you guys. And like I said, on my final take, my final note, just know who you in tune with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you choose this person, you want to be with this person. I'm saying, men, don't be afraid to tell a woman what you need. I'm saying, it's more than sex, ladies. It's more than that. Okay, you need somebody who's gonna stimulate your mind. You know, like you said, the weight of the world is on our shoulders. Okay, sometimes we just need to hear you say, "Baby, you can do it."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just that alone, like you said, you know, your husband came over here. You like, man, this is what you're gonna do. But you done take that approach and say, come on now, you know, you said, baby, you know what? Whatever you're gonna do, I know you're gonna do it. Be great at it. Now he's great at it, and look at what you're saying. He got you to thank for that. So one thing I'm saying is, my last point is being able to saying that man that you got or that woman that you got. I'm saying if you're gonna invest your time and your energy and your money and everything into that person, I'm saying when it don't go the way that you wanted to go, that's not a way for you to just give up. Okay, like y'all just said, go to God and ask you how can you make that thing better.
Yes.
Because me personally, I'm saying I want a woman that when you see me falling or you see me struggling, I want you to come to me and say, baby, you know what? I see what you're doing. I see you struggling. How can I help you get to that point? Or let me pray with you.
Yes.
Okay, what do you pray about? Okay,
Or
when you on your knees, I want to come beside you. I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder while you praying together.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
shut up.
That's what I want. I'm gonna leave it on that note. So Facebook,
Grab me.
Instagram,
Hit me
okay.
up.
Thank you guys for showing. That's our time at Boko. Y'all have a good day.
Broco.
Peace.
You can stop hitting that red button.
She almost made me